guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. So this week we are doing a very exciting part 2 to our bathroom makeover. Part 1 we did last week, and I'll link that in the description box for you guys if you want to check it out. In part 1 we did a lot of the bigger project, kind of like foundational changes to the bathroom. So we painted the bathroom, we swapped out some shower curtains, we made a bath mat for in the bathroom, and we updated our lighting fixture. So all of that was done in part 1, and it kind of just set us up to be able to start decorating and adding details this week. So this week we get to do all the really fun, exciting changes to the bathroom that make it look really pretty and cozy and special to your style and your space. So I'm super excited to get into this week's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed last week's video. I know that it's different from what we normally do, but I had so much fun recording it and updating the bathroom, and I love being able to share that with you all. So I hope you had as much fun watching it as I did updating the bathroom. This week we're going to get into some of the more detail type things in the bathroom, and it turned out beautifully. I'm obsessed with the result. I think it turned out exactly as I envisioned it, if not better, because a lot of these details that I ended up adding in, I didn't know I was going to want when I started this process. And then as I kind of made some of the changes to the bathroom, I realized things that were missing that would make it really, really special. A lot of things are happening this week, a lot of finishing touches into the space. So if you're interested in seeing the second part of our bathroom makeover and seeing all of the decorating and design elements that are going to be added into the space, then stick around and watch this video. I can't wait to show you guys this, so we're going to get right into it. What I want to do over here, we have this window and we really keep it closed all the time because we have a neighbor right on the other side of this window, and so it just doesn't make a lot of sense to have it open because this is a bathroom and so you don't want someone seeing in. So what I want to do is to kind of make this look a little bit more interesting, bring some texture into the room, because we are going to be getting rid of these shower curtains, so the pattern on here will not be here anymore. So I want to kind of bring the eye from the walls to the light fixture to the window so that you're kind of bouncing around the room instead of just looking in and seeing one palette. The idea that I had for this space, I have some leftover fabric from some pillows that I did in another room in our house, and I think that they would go really well with the colors in this room and kind of tie in the green that we put on the wall with the blue that we have in the tile floor and the shower walls. So the fabric is blues and greens, and I wanted to do a cafe curtain in here. So a cafe curtain is different from a regular curtain because it only goes about halfway up the window. This really is more of a decorative curtain, or a curtain that is for a specific room that does not need the light completely filtered out, which is perfect for the space because we really don't need light filtered out. We don't need the privacy because we have the blinds, but we do need the decorative element that it gives. So by putting in a cafe curtain, it's going to make this window go from just being a plain window with blinds to something that catches your eye, that adds texture, that makes the room more dynamic, and really just kind of elevates the design of the space. So I think it's going to be a really good addition, and it's going to really just kind of tie the room together. What I got was this black metal tension rod, because originally when I was thinking of doing this, I did not check the window, and I was thinking that the window box was deeper and I'd be able to put a tension rod into the box itself, but that is not the case. The box is quite shallow, and so it doesn't really make sense to put a tension rod in there because it's going to sit further in than I'd like, and it's also probably going to slip out if it gets bumped. I'm still going to use the tension rod because we have it, but instead of using it as a tension rod, I took some old curtain hooks that I had from a curtain that I took down and swapped out, and they're the same color, the black metal. So I'm thinking that we can use these to put our tension rod up on the wall to hang our cafe curtain, and honestly I think it's going to work out better because they will sit further in front of the blinds this way and not disturb the look that's already happening or the functionality of the blinds. It'll just kind of add to it. So what I want to do is screw in our curtain hooks about halfway up. So I want to put them about at like this height, I think, a little less than halfway. And then once we have these screwed in, we can kind of just set our curtain rod into the hook itself. We're going to go ahead and mount our curtain rod hooks so that we can get our tension rod up and start making our curtain. So I'm very much of an eyeball it kind of girl. I'll measure things if it really needs to be precise, but a lot of the times with things like hanging curtains, hanging pictures, I kind of just go off of what my eyes tell me is right and the best spot, because everyone has their own opinion on this, but I kind of feel that if it's level to my eyes, then that is what matters. If it's a piece of furniture that has to sit on the floor, then obviously it needs to be exactly level because it will wobble. For me, if it's something that I am looking at, I want it to be level to my eyes because a level may not make it look that way to me. So I'm gonna go for just kind of holding these up, seeing what looks right to me, and then we're just gonna go for it. And if it looks funny, then we can always move it, but most of the time this works out well for me. Now we're gonna see if trusting my eyes was a good idea or not, and we're gonna put our curtain rod up and see if it looks level. So I want it to sit a little bit past each of these points, but I don't want it to be so far that it's in the way of the shower so that you're bumping it when you're in the shower or getting out. So we really kind of want to keep it closer to the curtain rod in this particular situation. Okay, so our curtain rod's up. I'm actually really happy with how it's looking and how level it turned out. The next thing we want to do is measure for our curtain. This is the fabric that I'm going to be using in here for our curtains. This is fabric from Rifle Paper Company. It's really nice. I use this on some pillows that we have, and I think it's going to go really well with the walls in here, but also with some of the tile. If you can see in here, we have like a blue-green tile, and so it's going to go with that as well. I have a good bit of this fabric left over from my previous project. I want to measure the curtain and see how big each panel needs to be. When we're doing this, some things to keep in mind. You can do this different ways. You can make it so that it is a perfect fit all the way across and just measure the width of your window and the length. That would make it so that when your curtains are closed, it's just completely straight and there's no scrunch to it. So that is one option for doing your cafe curtains. The way that I am going to be making the cafe curtains is so that there is scrunch even when they're open or closed. I want there to be extra texture to the curtain. I'm going to make each panel a little bit wider than what it actually needs to be. It's going to be more like double the width of what it needs to be. And I'm doing this keeping in mind that a lot of times these curtains are going to be open because they're really just kind of decorative. And if they are closed, this is going to give more texture and movement to the curtain than if it was just a straight piece all the way across. About 36 inches, it's like 35 3/4, we'll call it 36. So if I split that number in half and then double it, so really it's kind of like I'm making each panel about 36 inches wide, that's going to be the width of my curtains. Each panel will be about 36 inches wide. I'll probably go a little bit smaller than that just so that it's not too much scrunch. So I'll probably make them around 28 to 30 inches wide rather than the full 36 for each panel, so that they have some more scrunch to them, some more texture and movement, but it's not over the top. The next thing we want to do is measure our length. So going from the top of our curtain to where we want it to land. I want mine to land right below the bottom of this blind. I don't want to be able to see this thicker blind part when they're hanging. And that puts us at like 25.5 inches in length. And so with that, we want to add in some seam allowance so that we can have some extra space at the top for a thicker seam, and then also some space at the bottom for a thinner seam. So I'll probably add in about 2 inches on the top and 1 inch on the bottom to give some extra room for that. We are going to hang our curtain with some little clips. Our clips look like this. They have a black metal ring on the top that our pole will fit into, and then they have little tiny metal clips down here. So these clips are going to clip onto our fabric on the top of our curtain and hang so that our curtain is dropped down a little bit from the top of the curtain rod. I chose to do this style because I like the look of having it drop down a little bit lower. I think it kind of gives a more expensive look to a DIY, and it makes it look a little bit more professional than just sliding the curtain rod through. So I went ahead and got these to go with the black metal that I got in the curtain rod. These hooks come in a very large pack. They have different sizes. I got a pack that has 44 pieces because I think that I might want to change the curtains in our guest bedroom as well, and so this could kind of help with doing that in the future. But what I plan to do is use probably about 5 on each side, and I think that that will be plenty to kind of give the look that we're going for, but also scrunch up nicely. So we will try that, try 5 on each side, and if we need more or less, we can adjust. Okay, so we have our curtains all sewn and done, and they're ready to be put up. This is what the final curtain looks like. All that I did was hem the inside, and I did a thin hem along all of our edges except for the top right here with the white that I did a little bit thicker. So this was probably about 1 inch of a hem here, and everything else is about a 1/2 inch. We're gonna hang our curtains up. We have 5 clips on each side, and the way that I'm going to go about doing this to make sure that it's even is to clip the edges first so that we can get it all evenly spaced out. So I have the edges clipped up, and then from there I'm going to find the middle point and clip that here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, and then we'll clip in between, and then we should be good. We can kind of close it up. So with this end one, I think I'm going to flip it because I want this end piece to lean in. So if you can tell, when the clip was flipped the other direction, it tipped the end piece towards us, which is, I want it to go the other way to kind of lay flatter. So if we turn it this way, then it lays nice and flat so that we have kind of like this wave going on where they're all waving in the same direction, like that. Perfect. So we're going to do the other side. The final stretch with our bathroom renovation and all of the details that we're working on. I have decided to paint our mirror. This is something that I was kind of going back and forth on. I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave it white or paint it to be a faux wood color, but I think I'm gonna go for it, and we're gonna paint it faux wood. We are going to use this Reticate liquid wood. I've used it before in different projects and it's turned out really well. This one is in the light wood color, and I like the light wood because this is stainable. The way that this works is it's paint, but it also has pieces of wood in it, so it gives like a grain texture, and because it has the pieces of wood, you can stain it just like you would regular wood. We are going to paint our mirror frame to be the light wood color, and then we're gonna go from there. I think I'm probably going to stain it to match the bath mat that we made, but we'll hang it up and we'll see how it looks, and then we can decide after that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape off the mirror so that no paint gets on the mirror, and then we're gonna start painting the frame, and then we will let it dry for a couple of hours and we can stain it after that. Hey guys, so we are in the last step of the bathroom renovation, and it's a really small detail, but I think it's going to be really cool. So what we're going to be doing is making a cement doorstop for that bathroom. The door to that bathroom tends to want to swing closed, and we like to keep it open sometimes just you know, so you can see in there or so that guests know where the bathroom is, that sort of thing. So I wanted to make a doorstop that went with the decor of the bathroom, but was really simple and easy to make and from materials that I already had. So my original plan was to make a cement like rounded kind of pebble looking doorstop with a vintage tray handle that I had. And the tray handle was from a tray that I got at a thrift store and it only had one handle. So I was going to put it in the cement block to kind of go with the vintage feel of that bathroom already. But in taking that handle off, the screws to it are very small and I don't think it would hold on to the cement very well. And the holes for the screws to go through are also very small, so I can't swap it out for a longer screw to make it more secure into the cement. So I came up with a new plan, and what I want to do is use this twine braided rope as kind of a handle. It wouldn't really probably be super functional. I guess we'll see once it dries how secure it is. But the cabinet that I had built in there like a year or two ago has rope holes similar to this on it. So I thought that this would still go with the vibe of the room without having to go out and get an entirely new handle. And if I ever didn't like it, it's rope, so I could just cut it off and use a cement drill to screw in a new handle. So this is just some twine that I had, and I took a few pieces and braided it all together like this. And my plan is to loop it around and let from here down sit inside the cement while it dries. And then this part I can stick a little pencil or something in and have it sit on top of the surface so it doesn't fall in. So that is my plan for the handle, and we'll see how it looks. The way that we're going to make this doorstop, I got an old vase that I had. I have like a million vases lying around and I can't use them all. So I want to kind of gradually transition some of these vases into either more decorative pieces that I'll use more often or things like this so that they're not just going to waste. So I got a vase that I like the shape of that wasn't too large. And I've put some vegetable oil in it and just kind of am running it around the edges. And this is going to help the cement not stick to the glass too much. Ultimately, we are going to break the glass off of the cement once it dries to remove the cement from it. But this is just going to help that process be a little bit easier so the cement doesn't adhere to the glass and make it stuck on when it dries. We have the vegetable oil in. I'm going to pour the excess out. And then I have some cement mixed. And this is quick dry cement. It's this one right here. And it dries in I think a couple hours, but when it's something more dense like this, it might take a little bit longer. So we're going to pour this cement in and then stick our handle in and just let it dry. And once it dries, we'll break the glass off and we will have a doorstop. Have some exciting news in our bathroom renovation development. I went ahead and decided that I was going to put some art in the bathroom. So I've been picking out prints that I wanted for the art, and then I also picked out frames to go with the art. Currently, I've picked out the prints. There's going to be 3 of them, and I had them printed. And I found frames for them. 2 of the frames I got at a store. 1 of the frames is coming in on Amazon. So we're going to open the art that I just picked up. We're going to hang the 2 that we have for the frames that we already have. And then on Thursday, in a couple of days, when the other frame comes, we'll hang the last piece. I'm really excited about this art. Okay, this is the first one. So beautiful. So this one I got done in an 8x10. I did 2 8x10s and then one that was larger. What size was it? I think it was like a 12x18. We'll check when we get the frame. But this is our first one, and this is art that I got off of Etsy. It's a YouTuber who I really like. Her name is Exo McKenna, and I'll tag her below as well as the shop that this is from. But it's her mom who is a painter, and she has all of her paintings listed in her Etsy shop. So she sells the originals, which sell out like super fast, but she also sells the prints. So this is a print from her shop. All 3 of them are actually. So this is our first one, and then this is the second one. So these 2 are going to go together, and I got 2 frames for them from Marshall's. This is the first frame. It's kind of like a gold vintage ornate style frame. And then to go with that, I got this frame. So the two frames were, this one was $12.99 at Marshall's, and then this one was $8.99, which I had been looking at a few different shops, and this was at least half the price of the others. And then the last one I got, this is a larger one. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at this. So this one is a painting of hers that is a picture from when she was traveling in Italy, I believe. Those are the three pictures that I got. We are going to go ahead and remove the stickers from these, put the pictures in, and then hang these in the bathroom. Okay, the moment of truth. We're gonna put our pictures up. This is how they're looking. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited to see them up. Oh, because of this. Okay. So it was lopsided because of this. Don't know that it's doing this. So I'm going to take this off. There. Let's try that again. There we go, much better. Perfect. All right, these are our two pictures. The other one will go up in a couple of days when the frame comes, and our bathroom is done. That wraps up our video for the week, and that wraps up our second part and final part to the bathroom makeover. So our bathroom is completely done. I love the way that it turned out. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's completely in line with the style that I'm going for our house and the changes that I'm making. For me, that room couldn't have turned out any better, but I would love to hear what you guys think as well and your favorite parts of the room. And I hope that you enjoyed seeing the makeover journey. I would love to do more videos like this, so if you enjoy them, then don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment to let me know so that we can do more videos like this. And next week we are going to be starting some of our Christmas DIYs. So I'm very excited for the Christmas DIYs to begin. That's my favorite holiday of the year. So I have a lot of really cool ideas for different decorations and centerpieces and things like that that we can do to make our space more Christmassy and cozy and wintry this season. And of course, all of these are going to be super budget friendly. Everything I do, I like to try to keep it as inexpensive as possible while still looking really nice and giving a good result. And I also like to be really transparent with you guys about the cost of everything that I do so that you know up front if it's something that you are interested in doing yourself or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stick around next week so that you can see our Christmas DIYs and make some of those with me. I'll see you guys next week.